Welcome back to our channel. I'm Bianca. This is Christian, and we are bosses. And today we're going to talk all about 3 things you should never do in marriage. First, we're going to read a little piece from a very known scripture from 1 Corinthians 13, but just bear with us, okay? So it says, I'm reading from the Message. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't stress, doesn't have a swelled head, doesn't force itself on others. It's always me first. Doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sins of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, and takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God, always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love never dies. And our first point today is one that says, doesn't keep score of the sins of others. So that was actually part of our vows that we wrote with our wedding, was to never keep count of the wrongs that you do. It's not helpful, it's not fruitful, it doesn't deliver any life.
Yes, it's important to forgive and forget, because it doesn't help it doesn't help you or your spouse to keep score. It just keeps a grudge in yourself. That's not good for you, so it doesn't help anyone. So it's best just to let go, like Frozen says, and keep going on.
The thing is, if you just hold it in and build it up, you're gonna explode one day. So forgiveness is the way to go.
Yes, it is true. Like I've heard through other people that through their marriage, that about in 20 years of marriage they get into a fight, and then someone brings up something that happened 8 or 10 years ago that the person didn't even think he did wrong or she did wrong, and then they fight about that. That's unnecessary.
So also, a marriage it's not a competition. It's not a let's see who gets the best out of this situation. It's supposed to be how can we outserve each other. Really like trying to both put in 100% and not 50-50. It doesn't work like that. It's not a partnership agreement. It's you're both one. There's no like I do half and you do half, or let's keep count of who does what and who does what wrong, and what you do to make up with it for it. That's really like a worldly view of being married. All right, so
Great.
the next one, you good?
Yes.
The next one is never use divorce as an option. And we know in Matthew, Jesus said that no one can separate man and woman except God. What we are referring to is using divorce as a bargaining chip in a fight or in an argument or for getting what you want. You should never do that.
Or like giving your spouse an ultimatum.
Yes.
Like if you don't do this, or if you do this, I will divorce you, or you can pack your things and go. So that is not good.
Ultimatums are never a good idea, not ever. Okay, so I do want to read something to you from 1 Corinthians 7, again from the Message. So it says, certainly, but only within a certain context, it's good for a man to have a wife and for a woman to have a husband. Sexual drives are strong, but marriage is strong enough to contain them and provide for a balanced and fulfilling sexual life in a world of sexual disorder. The marriage bed must be a place of mutuality, the husband seeking to satisfy his wife, the wife seeking to satisfy her husband. Marriage is not a place to stand up for your rights. Marriage is a decision to serve the other, whether in bed or out, Abstaining from sex is permissible for a period of time if you both agree to it, and if it's for the purposes of prayer and fasting, but only for such times. Then come back together again. Satan has ingenious ways of tempting us when we least expect it. I'm not understand commanding these periods of abstinence, only providing my best counsel if you should choose them.
I think that was pretty clear and straightforward.
And that brings us to our next point. Our third point of what never to do in marriage is abstain from sex, especially again as a bargaining chip. You did something wrong, or now I'm going to punish you, or anything like that, basically. There's obviously situations where it's necessary or it's needed, like health reasons or something. However, it's not I'm mad at you and I'm not going to deliver, or I don't want to serve you because I don't feel like giving you any love right now, or you didn't do this for me, so I'm not going to do this for you. That,
like, if I forget to do the dishes, I take out the trash.
Yes. So being married is not just a fun friendship get together, friends with benefits in a situation. That's not what marriage is about. Marriage is a lot of serving one another and laying yourself down for one another, and really trying to love more your spouse than love yourself. And that is what will build a good marriage, and really following God's example in that, and Christ's example that He sets for us.
I think bonus topic number 4 for interest sake is never keep secrets, or always keep everything open inside your marriage. It's not good to hide things or to keep secrets from each other. Doesn't matter how big or small it is, just be open and communicate. That's the key purpose, is communication. Even if it's small or big or anything, just after work, say that happened today, or I felt bad because I did this, or someone told me something about you or something else, or anything, even if it's insignificant to you, might be more significant to your spouse. So just keep an open mind and open relationship, communicating to each other. And that's all.
Yes, once trust is broken, it's very hard to build up, and it breaks very fast.
Yes.
So not even opening at all, so that to keep that trust is extremely important. And sometimes it's hard to admit that you did something wrong, even a thought that you did something wrong, like a wrong thought or anything like that. It's hard to admit those things, but again, it builds trust in one another, and your spouse is supposed to pray over you and intercede for you, and if they're not covering you and helping you with whatever struggle you had, he's going to, basically. So really, again, you are one cup. You're one. You are not separate beings anymore. And really taking on that mindset.
I think maybe a last bonus number is if you do get into an argument, for instance, you're at a friend's house or at a pool party or whatever the situation may be, and you and your spouse do get into an argument, or she does something you don't like, or he says something you don't like, do not confront them there. Wait until you're alone and then speak to them personally. Don't break each other down, especially in front of other people. Try building each other up rather.
Don't do that.
And yes, I think that is important as well.
That's very difficult.
It is.
To keep your tongue and hold your tongue. But again, just stand together as a team, and maybe if you can just whisper in their ear, we'll talk about this later, or let's just stop the conversation there. But really, yeah, like I say, in front of people, you should be a team. There should never be a door for someone to come crack and pour negativity into your marriage or pick sides.
Yes.
So never have arguments in front of people. Bad idea.
And I think that's all from our side. 2 bonus
Yes.
topics.
The 5 things that you should
5
never
things.
do in marriage.
Yes.
Thanks for growing with us, and we'll see you guys next time. Subscribe and watch this video next, and we'll see you again there.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.